Welcome to the balloon. Did they truly believe they could screw with you and get away with it? Let them underestimate you. That is their first error. They don't comprehend this. You are not standing alone. Behind you lies an unshakable power. You aren't only strong, you are unstoppable. Your calm demeanor, that is not weakness. It is mastery. Your goodness, that is not frailty. It is a conscious decision. You bear the weight of a supernatural inheritance. Trials build resilience. Grace has stood the test of time. Those who confuse humility for weakness fail to see that true strength does not need to shout. It just exists. Allow them to try. Let them stumble, and then teach them the hard way. They just experienced something much bigger than they could have imagined. The Lord will fight for you. You merely need to remain motionless. Exodus 1414. Imagine a powerful lion reclining in the shade. It does not pace or growl to demonstrate its might. It does not need to. Its strength is well recognized. Its presence is unmistakable. That is the type of power God bestows onto his chosen ones. Not loud or flamboyant, but steadfast, unyielding, and firmly founded in confidence. This power is not about responding to every danger. It is about understanding that genuine power is quiet, controlled, and always available when called upon. Many people misjudge this kind of power. They believe that tranquility signifies indifference. Choosing not to respond is a show of weakness. However, individuals who are aware of their own power do not need to demonstrate it. They recognize that true power is not in how swiftly you respond, but in knowing when to act like the lion. When faced with a task, they move purposefully. Holding back does not imply that you are unable to manage the storm. It indicates you believe the person who calms it. Silence is not the same as surrender. It's a strategy. It is deciding to let God take the lead while remaining solid in his promises. Noise and hurry do not equate to strength. It is found in the comfort of knowing you are already prepared for triumph. True strength waits because it knows it will not fail. The nature of power sometimes confuses individuals who associate it with hostility or domination. They believe that power is exclusively for the strong and stubborn, failing to see the quiet strength contained in humility. This misperception causes people to misread, mistaking tranquility for a lack of drive or presence. They look for outward signs of power, but fail to comprehend its intangible manifestations. While they concentrate on outer appearances, they ignore the fundamental stability inside a fortress of inner strength. What protects you is invisible to their sight. It's a power that comes from unfathomable depths. Ignore their limited perspectives. Those who undervalue the quietly steadfast frequently learn too late the significant error in their assumptions. They see just what is on the surface, failing to realize the firm foundation that lies behind the serene surface is not a sign of weakness, but rather an intentional display of balance and purpose. Gentleness is not chosen out of weakness, but rather from knowledge. True power demands no external confirmation. The strength you bear is not a consequence of circumstance, but rather a legacy of eternal knowledge and ageless endurance. It's a lineage untethered by physical links, yet linked to an everlasting source that shapes you with unwavering tenacity. This inheritance isn't only symbolic, it's living within you, a wellspring of calm determination and steady elegance. Challenges may come, but the basis cannot be undermined, because it is founded on timeless values. Hardships may happen, but they do not occur in isolation. Beneath the difficulties is a link to a steadfast source of strength, fashioned by decades of determination and clarity. Your perseverance stems not from transient determination, but from a deep-seated grit, a legacy of unwavering endurance that beyond earthly comprehension. To outsiders, you may seem to be one of many, yet inside you lies a power beyond description, a timeless force founded on purpose and unshakable truth. For you, religion is more than just a concept. It serves as your protective barrier, a defense built upon something much larger than human limitations. This trust does not waver. It can resist storms, doubts, and experiences that might otherwise wear it down. It is an impenetrable barrier, a strength that turns hardship into a testing ground. Regardless of how the world tries you, your faith remains an unbreakable haven. When people confront you, they fail to see the greater power at work. They mistake your quiet endurance for simplicity, unaware that they are battling something considerably bigger than a single individual. They confront a heritage of unflinching determination, developed through innumerable tribulations. Every challenge you face is more than simply a hardship. It is a lesson in building your strength and establishing your mission. You do not escape suffering or adversity, but you approach it with the clarity that comes from knowing that each challenge adds to a stronger foundation. Attempts to break you simply demonstrate their misunderstanding of the lasting energy that sustains you, which has survived obstacles far beyond their comprehension. The strength inside you is part of a larger tale, one that goes beyond personal struggles and represents a link to something infinite. Your path is more than merely conquering. It's about playing a part in a story far bigger than yourself, one that time will not erode. Strength in its purest form is not limited to the person. It echoes throughout generations, a monument to unwavering perseverance. When you stand firm, you embrace the spirit of those who before you, conveying their knowledge and elegance into the present. This innate capability gives you the awareness to overcome impulsive emotions. Understanding actual control requires patience. While some may want to show themselves by force or loudness, your commitment is subtle but unwavering. You face obstacles without allowing anger or despair to take root, demonstrating a level of resilience that cannot be shaken. Those that confront you fail to understand the unyielding power inside a strength that defies earthly expectations. This is more than simply a personal belief. It is a force that ties you to something much greater, a balance based on timeless truths. Despite being misunderstood or condemned by others, your foundation stays strong, reflecting a lasting legacy that stands the test of time. Dear brothers and sisters, may the peace of God be with you today. I'm here to remind you of a fundamental fact. Our existence is based on God's divine design, which is unaffected by worldly worries. According to the Bible, everything is done with faith will be returned to God with great blessing. Luke 638. Like the enormous oak tree, our roots are profoundly embedded in God's global truth. His power secures every stride and every stance we take. And now you have the chance to be a part of that gift. When you click the super thank you button and contribute $100, your generosity will be rewarded 100-fold. No weapon made against you will flourish. Isaiah 5417. Consider an old oak tree towering tall, its roots stretching deep into the soil, unshaken by the most violent storms. That is the power of your divine lineage, a strength that is not based on outward appearances, but on invisible depths that no force can destroy. This heritage is not just a part of who you are. It identifies your entire nature, asking you to live with integrity, purpose, and the knowledge handed down from generations before you. When you live in this reality, you exude resilience that confuses people who don't comprehend it. People who want to disturb what God has ordered have a limited understanding of the security that surrounds you. They misinterpret humility for weakness, tenderness, and fragility, oblivious to the unshakable power buried inside your soul. History has repeatedly proved that harm inflicted toward the chosen does not go unpunished. Divine justice functions on its own terms, guaranteeing that all intentions return to their source. This is not about wanting vengeance. It is about believing in the balance of a greater force. Your strength is not accidental. It is the result of divine favor, a rock-solid foundation that will stand the test of time. Like the oak, you stay steady in the face of hardship. So, let the storms come. Allow them to misjudge you. They will find that what God has planted cannot be moved. You are planted, sheltered, and stronger than they can ever realize. Throughout history, numerous stories have shown the unavoidable consequences of those who ignore the hidden forces of protection encircling the chosen. These stories aren't just old legend. They are lasting teachings on a universal reality. The workings of divine justice are beyond human rationality and expectation. Those who want to damage the protected often learn that their acts have unanticipated consequences. It is not vengeance, but rather a balance and restoration of equilibrium that occurs beyond the visible domain. This justice works quietly, sometimes unseen, weaving remedies into the fabric of events. Those with bad intentions may see their plans fall apart, their deeds backfire, or their lives end. Take an unexpected, disruptive turn. It is not about punishment, as many people believe. It is a recalibration that assures that any damage aimed at the divinely favored cannot go unnoticed. Actions motivated by malice have consequences that words alone cannot adequately convey. Those who try to hurt those who are under divine protection often discover that their ill intentions are returned to them with more severity. This is not a simple belief. When ill will is aimed at someone who is protected by spiritual grace, it is a universal theme that has been repeated across history and civilizations. It does not take root. It transforms. Instead of having the desired impact, it reinforces those who are shielded while magnifying the negative. Consider someone seeking to undermine a chosen soul, ignorant that their acts have unleashed powers beyond their comprehension. The energy they emit does not dissipate. It rebounds, affecting people in unexpected ways. Far from being weakened, their spiritual defenses are hardened, and each challenge they endure only strengthens their determination, assuring that future efforts to damage them will be met with even more resistance. When someone intends to hurt you, it encounters an unknown force that not only prevents its goal, but also converts it into a source of power. Rather of evaporating, the energy is neutralized and redirected, arming you against future challenges. This does not mean a life free of hardships, but rather emphasizes how each difficulty you face improves your spiritual basis. Your resilience functions as a reflected surface, deflecting negativity and forcing those who wish you harm to bear the consequences of their own actions. The cosmos has a tendency of delivering painful realities in unexpected ways. Those who strive to undermine you fail to see the great depth of safety that surrounds you. This precaution is not passive. It aggressively dismantles any attempts to weaken you. Turning adversity into a tool for progress, attempts to shake your determination are confronted with the realization that what is supported by divine purpose cannot be undone by external forces. Revenge is not necessary nor appropriate for people who have been divinely protected. Their protection is based on justice that exists outside of human time, unfolding with precision and intent. Those who behave maliciously often believe that their acts will have no consequences, mistaking a lack of rapid outcomes for impunity. They fail to recognize divine balance's eternal forbearance. It waits patiently for circumstances to align, and when it acts, the results are undeniable and unstoppable. Those who plant seeds of mischief often discover too late that these seeds grow a harsh harvest, returning to them in ways they never expected. The nature of this protection assures that every intention, good or negative, eventually returns to its source. This justice needs no human involvement, operating autonomously and guaranteeing that no act of damage goes unaddressed, regardless of how long it takes for the scales to tilt. To be among the protected is to wield power beyond the scope of ordinary comprehension, a power that acts without requesting authority, always functioning in accordance with its goal. This is more than simply protection. It is a constant presence that surrounds you, guaranteeing that you are never completely alone on your path. Enter a place where this power is not just recognized but heightened, where your perseverance is both recognized and encouraged. You are here with people who share this road and are bonded by a common sense of what it means to stand steady with an unshakable power behind them. It's a summons to action, backed by a force that allows no place for hesitation or compromise. While others may just see the surface, unaware of your enormous legacy, you know the truth. This inheritance represents more than just an identity. It demonstrates the power, knowledge, and dedication handed down through generations. An unbreakable cord that links you to something everlasting. Those that dispute or judge you do not see beyond their own restricted viewpoints. They misinterpret your source of power, believing it for something unique and distinct, when in reality, it is the climax of a long spiritual tradition. Those who strive to disrupt your tranquility misread your compassion as vulnerability and your forgiveness as capitulation. Their failure to comprehend the magnitude of your inner strength blinds them to the protecting energy that surrounds you. A legacy of resilience and elegance. They cannot understand their attempts to damage or reduce. You are helpless against this tenacious barrier. For you, forgiveness is about reinforcing rather than giving. It is an act of tremendous power that disarms negativity and reinforces your unwavering spirit. By choosing forgiveness, you do not give up your ideals or weaken your defenses. Instead, you soar above, demonstrating that your inner serenity is unbreakable and your determination is far beyond their grasp. The capacity to respond with compassion and grace is a tremendous power that unnerves others who do not comprehend it. Choosing love over conflict does not imply retreat. It is an expression of supernatural resilience. Those who perceive your forgiveness as capitulation cannot realize the enormous power it entails. Love and forgiveness aren't passive behaviors. They serve as the basis for an unshakable spiritual defense, a barrier so strong that negativity is unable to penetrate it. Others may get angry or retaliate. You stay steadfast, certain that this love is the source of your power. This protecting power does more than just shield. It permeates and touches everyone around you, even those with malicious intentions. The energy that emanates from this base causes hesitancy in those who want to hurt, deflecting their acts and reflecting their intents back on them. This permanent power is based on forgiveness, and compassion is a force that cannot be diminished or altered, standing firm against any attempts to disrupt it. When people try to undermine you, they don't realize how serious the situation is. It's not just you. They are difficult. It's a steadfast power, a heritage that transcends centuries and embodies unbreakable strength. They perceive your peacefulness as a lack of awareness of the invisible barrier constructed by those who came before you through perseverance and love. They cannot see or break this safeguard. It absorbs their negativity, deflects their attacks, and strengthens you. The strength you carry with you through each challenge is within. It is imprinted in your very nature, a shield constructed not by human effort, but by divine kindness and unfailing love. Those who misinterpret your compassion for vulnerability or your tenderness for weakness cannot comprehend the magnitude of the power they confront. They fail to see that forgiveness and love are not passive, but rather transforming, creating a defense so strong that no earthly effort can overcome it. Your strength isn't evident yet. It develops an impenetrable barrier made from every moment of grace, every decision to forgive, and every act of patience. This hidden shield becomes stronger with each test, making negativity ineffective against it. Those who want to damage you are unable to see the depth of their error, observing only the surface. By the time they recognize their folly, they've already suffered the repercussions of their own actions, unable to break through the immovable power of your spiritual legacy. They cannot comprehend the power that exists inside you. They are rooted on an invisible basis. Your capacity to ascend, based on love and forgiveness, is an eternal legacy. It serves as evidence of a lineage that has weathered several storms. A calm, steady strength that does not need notice. True strength is found not in loud declarations, but in the quiet resilience of a heart that chooses patience and a love that endures. Those who want to disrupt your path will find themselves unable to even touch the essence of your existence. Now is the time to truly embrace the fact of your identity, one endowed with power and authority that no external force can undermine. Living in harmony with this reality entails pushing ahead with unflinching confidence. Every step is founded in the understanding that you are never alone. This assurance comes not from pride, but from clarity, an unwavering sense that a presence much bigger than yourself is with you. Accepting your heavenly heritage with conviction entails offering direction and protection at every point in order to regain what you already have. There is no need to prove your value or strength. Simply being as part of this tradition says volumes. Your essence is a proclamation of resilience, a testimony that exists independently of external validation. This heavenly authority shines through your limits, the decisiveness of your deeds, and the quiet strength that drives every decision. Prepare to take the first step toward greatness. Subscribe today and get started. Claiming your genuine identity is refusing to allow others to define your worth or impose their constraints on you. Living genuinely is not a passive condition, but rather a deliberate decision taken with each step. It's about facing obstacles straight on, knowing that your foundation is anchored in an unbreakable force. Obstacles aren't meant to determine your value. They are there to remind you of the immense power you possess inside. To live in accordance with this fact, You must stay firm in the face of adversity. Rest assured that your security and power stretch far beyond the physical world. If you are experiencing an excess of divine love in your heart, now is the moment to share it. You may help spread God's blessings by clicking the super thank you button on YouTube and donating $20 or more. This wonderful gift will affect not just your life, but also the souls of countless others. Each of you has a holy position in God's great purpose via this platform, and your giving will provide fruit for our prayers. Act now. Share your abundance to glorify His kingdom, since you have been designed to perform even bigger things in God's loving hands. May God bless you. With this clarity comes the need to set and maintain limits that respect your nature. Protecting your calm and energy is both your right and obligation. These limits are not intended to isolate you. These are purposeful boundaries made to protect the purity of your soul. Saying no to anything that disrupts your inner peace is an act of respect for the power you possess. These boundaries demonstrate your awareness of self-worth, enabling you to maintain the strength and balance that support you. Setting clear boundaries improves the protecting aura that surrounds you, reinforcing your value and inner strength. Each time you implement these limitations, you are not only protecting your health, but also indicating to yourself and others that your peace is unbreakable. These limitations are more than just practical. They are a statement of self-respect and dedication to the purity of your inner space. Choosing to recognize your energy and appreciate your tranquility is not an act of resistance, but rather one of necessity, anchored in the understanding that maintaining balance is necessary for progress. Living genuinely entails totally embracing who you are without apologies. It is not about seeking controversy or making a point, but about sticking to your truth despite of external expectations. You do not dull your brightness or hide your talents in order to make others comfortable. Your strength speaks for itself. It does not need loudness or attention to be recognized when you live in harmony with your truth. You exude an unconscious confidence that goes well beyond words, making an obvious effect just by being there and embracing your authenticity. You naturally exude a sense of calm authority. This is not an authority that uses force or demands. It is stable, unwavering, and says volumes without saying a word. When you enter a location, your presence is felt not because you want to attract attention, but because your sense of self is irrefutable. People instantly sense the depth of someone who is true to themselves and has a firm grasp of their own value. This is the core of living in harmony with your larger purpose. Walking this road indicates that your choices reflect the ideals that define you. External approval is meaningless since your path is clear and your foundation is founded in something much higher than transient views. You no longer seek reinforcement from others since your confidence is unshakable. This conviction permits you to manage life with confidence, free of uncertainty. Every action you take is led by purpose, and each decision you make increases the power of living in accordance with your actual identity. Embracing your truth entails learning the skill of being compassionate without losing sight of who you are. It is about extending understanding and caring while keeping your ideals intact. You may demonstrate empathy without allowing someone to abuse your generosity or take advantage of your open heart. This delicate balance of power and compassion is the result of a strong sense of self. Far from being a weakness, this compassion expresses the essence of your spiritual lineage, demonstrating the power of kindness and integrity. Reclaiming your power entails completely embodying your mission with strong conviction. You are not here to just exist. You are here to exemplify the traits of perseverance, wisdom, and love that run through your family. Walking with intention, you respect the divine essence of your journey, knowing that each step adds to a bigger story. Living truly allows you to restore your power while also inspiring people around you. Become a living example of balance, perseverance, and grace. Your presence serves as a reminder of what it means to walk steadfastly in truth while shining light on others along the road. Do they now grasp what they've experienced? You are far from ordinary. You embody a history of unyielding strength, deep insight, and resilient faith. You are a living example of an irreplaceable legacy. Hold on to this reality, supported by the unshakable safety that surrounds you. While others may not understand the extent of your power, it is irrefutable, unaffected by their limits. Fully embrace who you are, walk fearlessly in your identity, and allow no one persuade you to doubt the underlying reality of your being.